Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage.
Bonjour to our bountiful bevy of beautiful and bodacious Beertastic brewing babes and bros. This is Beertastic Voyage. My name's Kevin.
I don't know what's happening. I'm scared.
I am your humble host, Kevin. There's Mark. There's Justin.
I'm your not so humble host, Justin.
No, I'm sorry. That was a shout out to one of my other favorite podcasts, Good Job Brain, a trivia podcast. And they start off each episode with a alliterative onslaught of greetings. And I wanted to do the same. And I thought it would be entertaining.
It was entertaining. It took Mark and I slightly less.
Yes. Today we have beers from Captain Lawrence Brewing Co.
Captain like Captain.
Yes. You can only say that if you stand up on the table.
I don't
stand
trust
on
it.
the table.
The table will be fine. I don't know about your ceiling when you stand on it, though, because even you will go through it.
Captain Lawrence Brewing Company is up in the west of the Chesters, just north of the city of New York. For those of you who don't know.
Elmsford.
I've heard that Westchester is the Westchester.
They tell us that. I doubt it. I always thought that East Chester might be better. But
Really?
I don't know. I just try to create some Chester beats. But yeah, we haven't done them yet. I went back and I really thought we had. I could have swore we had.
We've talked about it.
Right. And we've talked about a couple of their beers. I know we've talked about the Clearwater Kolsch a few times. And I know I've drank plenty of their beers. But these are three beers from them that are kind of their special collection beers that we have. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've never had any of these three. Have you guys had any of these three?
No.
I don't believe that I have.
Okay. So I'll kick us off with a little bit of the history of Captain Lawrence Brewing Company. It was founded by a home brewer. Can't see that.
Checks.
Scott Vaccaro. And in August of 2005, they got started. They broke ground for their first brewery in Pleasantville, New York. And it was a 5,000 square foot building and a 20 barrel system, which I think was a pretty good sized system to get started on for, and it took them about 5 years to outgrow that space. They had 5 great years of selling beer to the locals and growing. So they moved over to, out of there, over to Elmsford and opened up a 40 barrel brew house. And it's have you guys, either of you guys never been there?
No.
Insanely huge facility.
I've heard from everybody that's been there that it's
right. Compared to the breweries on Long Island, it's tremendous.
I want to make it to their Sour Fest.
Yes.
One of these years that they have in September.
Yeah, Mark, I think we've talked about that like every year for the past 2 or 3 years.
Well, they opened up expanded their bigger facility, the one in Elmsford that we were mentioning, in 2011, and then in February of 2014, they knocked down a wall in said facility to open up what they call the Fermento Funk facility, which is their more expanded sour facility, which has they listed on their website some massive sized facilities that they have to store these, along with hundreds of wine barrels and things along those lines to store things in. So the first beer that they had ever produced was their Fresh Chester Pale Ale, and I got to say they have gone so far beyond a standard old pale ale to everything else they have. You can find they're really easily they're well distributed throughout the Northeast, so you should be able to find them. If you're listening to us, you probably are not from too far away, but you can definitely find it, and they are worth drinking. So today we have a Cuvée de Castellan, which is a sour ale that was aged in with grapes in there, and it has Muscat grapes. So I'm having a little bit of flashbacks to the Muscat love, but I'm hoping this is better. We also have a sour red ale, and then what's the last one over there, Mark? I can't see the label.
It was the Captain's Cocktail.
Captain's Cocktail, which has ginger and was aged in rum barrels in it. So
Correct.
None of these are really going to be light drinking beers, but I'm hoping to really have some interesting, complex flavors.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain each of these is going to be there's going to be some level of palate assault. Like, you can put it in a good way.
Yeah. And these are all in the smaller cork and cave bottle. What are these? 250s, 500?
375.
375.
Yeah.
There you go. Justin, you have the bottle for the first one.
Yeah.
You guys back this way?
Could be they tested on.
Yeah. Fancy this. So they listed as Cuvée de Castellan is a combination of Belgian-style ale which has been re-fermented with hand-picked muscat grapes and aged in wine barrels. As the beer ages in oak, it undergoes a secondary fermentation using the wild yeast known as Brettanomyces. From our cellar to yours, this beer will age with the best of them. So this is a gold medal winning at the 2007 Great American Beer Festival, and this is from a 2015 batch. This one's been hanging around for a while.
I was looking at the social media icons on the side of the bottle for number 2 here.
Yeah.
And one of them, I was looking at it, I'm like, why doesn't it have the symbol for camping on the bottle? And then I realized it's untapped. But given the size of it,
Okay.
I was like, why is there a tent on here? Are they saying that this is good for camping?
Sure, why not?
Usually they frown on glass.
So the first one, the aroma on this is I get tart, and I definitely get like very light grape juice. If anybody's ever had like white grape juice.
Yeah, it definitely tastes like, it definitely smells like white wine.
Yeah. It color-wise, it's pretty much the color of white wine. There's a distinct cloudiness to it. When you swirl it, you can actually see like clouds move past.
Yeah, and that could be picked in from the grapes.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
That's interesting.
this is rip the enamel off your teeth. Tart. Like you know, it's not quite Checkpoint Charlotte, but it's pretty tart.
Yeah, it is definitely tart. It's orange juice after brushing your teeth tart.
Yeah, it's a little. I definitely get the muscat grape situation in the finish for sure.
Yeah.
This is way better than the last muscat grape one we had.
Yeah, I like this a little bit more, but this is still like
I still don't like it.
no, me neither.
There's also like a weird funk mid palate on the taste.
Yeah, there is
A little speed bump action.
Yeah. This one comes in at 8.4% ABV, and they say that you can find fruit and oak and muscat grape. And
Yes.
I think if this is the 2015 one and we're here halfway through 2018, maybe we kind of missed the perfect window for it.
It's possible.
But
It's possible.
it's possible. But I think it's definitely interesting.
It is a complex flavor.
And I think if you're a white wine drinker, you might get on the car.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I'm definitely not a white wine drinker. I do think that there's definitely a tannic quality happening, probably from the oak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy into that.
I think it's kind of interesting. I think I like it a little bit more than you guys. But it's definitely an intense flavor.
Yeah, I mean, I said palate assault. I hadn't had it yet. It definitely is. There's a lot going on. It's not that it's bad. It's just I don't know that I like almost each individual part of the sip,
Okay.
but all together in the order that it's happening, I don't find it to be overly pleasing. I'm gonna give it a pint though. It's not. I don't think it's like hot garbage. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't think that I'm gonna have more than one of these.
It's weird, like that mid palate funk, because like I taste it and then I feel like it's gonna go like acidically sharp, and then it's like fooled you.
Yeah.
Here's some horse blanket.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that would be the Brett coming in, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's the thing is a lot of times when you get Brett beer, they're giving you a younger Brett beer, so you're getting a little bit more of what we like the light funk and
Yeah.
the lacto comes through a little bit more.
Yeah.
This one being as old as it is, it's gotten to the point where you're getting that horse blanket, which I enjoy, but like I said, it's like what Mark said, it's the order. I'm expecting something different, and it's giving me that.
Yeah.
And it's fucking with me.
Yeah, it's almost got as I have a couple more, it's almost got a little bit of like a cheesy kind of quality to it.
Yes.
Not texture-wise, but that funkiness. It's got a little bit of that cheesy quality.
Road for action.
Yeah. I think for me, it's going to probably be a pint as well, just because it's a lot to handle, and I don't know if I'd really want to go for more of it.
Yeah.
But I think this one, it's beer that could be seen just as complex as any wine. Like,
Wow.
And-
For sure.
now that I mentioned cheese, I want to pair it with like fruit cheese.
It would actually be really good with some fresh purple grapes. I think that would be
Yeah.
kind of a counterpoint, a little more sweetness.
What do you think, Mark?
It's tasting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just throwing you off too much with that?
yeah, and also I think it's also partly the muscat grape juice.
Yeah.
Like wine isn't really my thing, and I think that's contributed to my
You're just
taste.
shaking your head really
Because
hard.
I've had plenty of like hybrids where it's a beer with like
Mhm.
a large portion of grape juice,
Right.
and I don't like that combination.
Yeah. It's I can understand that. But to be honest, I did not go up there. I stopped there on my way home from a trip to Albany. And my intent had been to stop in to see if I could get some of the Fudgy the Whale beer.
Oh yeah,
Which
well,
still my intent in life.
so we'll have to wait till next year when they make it again.
If they do.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like printing money. How can they not make it?
I hope they do.
And to be honest, I got it. First off, even though it's a giant building, it's the back of the facility that they're in. And so you pull it, and there is no real like recognition that the brewery is here.
Really?
Except for a banner that's attached to the fence that is like a map of the complex, and you see the Captain Lawrence logo in the back corner. So like you're pulling in, you look like,
Ooh, holy fuck!
damn, that one was loud.
That's the first time I've heard a cork that loud and not followed by an eruption of beer.
So I drove into the facility, thought I was in the wrong spot, left, drove about a half mile down the road, turned around and said I must have missed this, and came back. But then I got really distracted by all the beautiful bottles that were like the separate cooler of just aged stuff and sour stuff,
Yeah.
and I just got completely distracted. Didn't even ask about Fudgy. And I was like, I just want that one, and I want that one, and I want that one.
I think you were there the day before the next Fudgy would release anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god. The second one is like sex in a glass. If you look at it, it's the prettiest thing.
Is
Yeah.
that like one of those lady drinks that they sell in the test tubes?
No.
No, that's Sex on the Beach one.
Yes, very good. Oh my god,
It was a joke,
so
buddy. It
pretty.
was a joke.
You sold it so well. I was confused.
So the second one that we're going to drink is the Barrels Select Red, which is an American sour ale aged in select oak barrels. And good news, it warned you that it was contents under pressure. By the way.
Well, thank God, because
Uh,
it looks like Mark. Well, I mean, Mark clearly did read that because he didn't let it get away from him. That was fucking strong. You didn't have to twist that hard, huh? You just kind of like put a little
It
twist.
was
on
like a
that.
quarter turn.
This beer you're holding is in your hand is the result of a lot of time, patience, and experimentation. It took us years to build up enough of the reserve of this barrel select aged beer to release to you. The result, a tart, oaky, uniquely drinkable beer. That is. Other than that, as far as information goes on it, do I have any more on the Select Red? Comes in at 6.5% ABV, 15 IBUs, has an OG of 14, Columbus and Crystal hops, and 2-row wheat, crystal, and unit all in the grape bill.
The head on it is like super fine but thick. I mean, it stays around forever.
I think you were a bit more. You gave
Aggressive.
yourself more of a judge's pour than I did.
But even yours, when you poured it, yours maybe not didn't stay.
Oh
around.
no,
It's all
yeah,
it was thick.
the head is sticking around, but
I've been swirling mine
right.
out off
Yeah,
too.
my head is not as thick as yours. Is all I'm saying.
So you get a very light version of the tartness from the last one.
Yeah,
Not much else. Maybe a tad bit of sweetness.
I like the
Yeah.
brewed in New York brand that they have on the label.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good one.
Like a grainy sweetness also.
Yeah, there's a little bit of spiciness in the aroma.
I mostly get sour right now. My sense of smell is a bit off, so
I don't get a ton of sour. I get a little bit of spiciness in there.
I guess
Almost it's not cinnamon or allspice, but it's kind of just generic
like maybe mace.
Yeah, like mace gingerbread kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I can see what you mean on that.
Yeah.
But I also
But there is a significant sour smell to it.
yes.
Yeah, flavor-wise, that honestly, that significant sour flavor doesn't follow through. I get a lot more funk on it.
Yeah, it's really, it's nowhere near as tart as the first beer.
No. I get a lot of that spiciness to it. You guys get
Yeah.
almost like spice cake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely has that.
This is amazing. I'm digging this. I don't know. Justin is really thinking hard about this one.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever drank before. It's got this weird, I don't want to say astringent, but it's got this quality it's leaving on my tongue that is odd.
Well, that's the spice character that Kevin's referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really digging this. To me, it all tastes almost like spice cake. Like it tastes like liquid spice cake.
Yeah.
That's what's in my head.
I can't articulate it any better than
I
that.
was expecting more sour.
It definitely smells like it's going to taste much more sour, and
Yeah.
it's just not there in the flavor.
I wonder if it's just that I wonder if it's the oakiness that is the oakiness kind of creates a little bit of that vanilla feeling that you get, almost like the vanilla frosting to a spice cake to me.
Yeah.
Like I have that image in my head now, so now I'm kind of like filling it out. Again, though, that sourness, like when I looked at the label and I read sour red ale, I was thinking kind of like their take on a Flanders red.
That's what I was expecting too.
And
It's definitely not what I taste.
No, it's not at all. I find it really intriguing. It's not sweet, and it doesn't have that almost that. It doesn't have that fermented sweetness to it. It's really an interesting beer, and to me, really screams to be like the campfire sipper beer.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm getting out of it. Justin, you still really seem really confused and concerned by this beer.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Really?
Even a little.
What is it that's not appealing to you?
Well, I hate spice cake, number one.
Okay.
And number two, it's not sour at all to me.
No, there's no sour.
It's,
I will
it's
agree
not
with
sour. Like I want a sour beer. It's
Okay.
not sour. It's just a spice. It's a spiced beer. But the thing is, it doesn't list it as a spiced beer. So I'm wondering where the fuck it came from.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like all of the ingredients were basically listed that were in the beer, and none of that would indicate that it would taste like this. So again, it has to be from the barrel. It has to be something cool going on with the barrel, or interesting to put that flavor through, which is totally fine.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's oak character.
Yeah.
So you just want it relabeled so that they're not, so you don't feel lied to.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. It is sour. If you gave it to someone and told them it was a clean beer, they would go, "This is a sour beer." But it's not. Like in the classification, forget about comparing it to the first one. The first one's like as sour as it gets.
Yeah.
This one is like training meals level sour, but it's way more of a spiced beer than a sour beer. So it's not like what I was expecting to drink at all.
Yeah.
Also, just like I said, I don't dig like spiced beer. It's nasty.
Okay. I see. I'm on the complete other side
Right.
of you from that. Like, it's actually one of my preferred cakes. Yeah, gingerbread is another thing that I want.
Yeah. No.
You're just like, no.
This is kind of his nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. When we first found out the next beer, we'll get to in a minute, it was ginger and rum. The first thing I thought was, oh, fuck, ginger. And then I heard Asian rum barrels, and I went, oh, son of a bitch.
Well, considering how many times we've tortured Mark with citrus and
I'm feeling
citrus and stuff,
I'm fucking down. Let's drink it.
it.
I'm in. But like, let's get some ratings on this one.
So you go with a taster on this one?
Yes, unfortunately, I don't want to give it a taster because I think it's a really well-made beer, but there's no shot that I'm going to have any more of that ever again in my whole life. I'm going to etch that in my memory and make sure I never open another bottle like that again.
All right, just remember, because they have 4 beers that have a very similar label. They have black, gold, red, and green.
Yeah.
So don't knock out the other one. Maybe try the other one.
Okay.
Just don't want you to just have non-flashbacks when you see that like white label come out and be like, okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark? What do you think on this one?
I'm going to go with a pint on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love it, and the aroma and the flavor don't really mesh well in my mind.
Okay.
It's just not really my thing.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I don't drink it and say it's really good. I want another bottle.
Yeah. I think I'm clearly enjoying it the most out of the three of us.
Yeah.
But still, I think it's only going to be a pint for me. Just because it doesn't. it doesn't hit any note that makes me really want to go crazy for the next pint of it. But I think I would really enjoy the one that I'm having.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. It really is interesting, and I'm surprised and just so out of character. It was so different from what I was expecting after reading the language.
Yeah, that wasn't even in the ballpark of what I would have expected. You know, again, especially with beers like this, in theory at least, Captain Lawrence they're probably fairly similar, but you could open another bottle of this and get, a little less of the spice, a little more of the tartness.
Mm.
But it's not going to be so vastly different. It's a different beer, but
yeah,
there's definite variation in what you're going to get bottle to bottle.
I will say, as I finished my sample, I definitely had more of the sour quality coming in kind of at the end of that sip.
Oh, damn,
There
son!
we go. Ooh, we got the nice foam, the nice smoke coming out.
Yeah, it was like liquid nitrogen.
Like that.
Ugh. A little water. Watch out for glass.
Yeah, gotta clean this out.
Yeah, the next one is interesting. This is from the Barrel Age series. It's as we alluded to before, it is ginger aged in rum barrels, which I've had a couple of rum barrel beers. I tend to like them. I do like rum. Wow, that's dark. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it really has that molasses, dark color.
I like the smell on this.
I can't wait.
And this one comes in at 7% ABV.
Yeah, the head on that's pretty too.
Yeah, it has that. It's
Big bubbles.
surprising. It's big bubbles and surprisingly light color head for how dark the beer is. I feel like when you get a beer that dark, you usually expect to have that dark tan head too, but this is a very light color head.
Yeah, the color of the head really depends on whether or not there's roast barley in the crest.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, just clearly, just looking at how dark the beer is. Like, if you took away any other information about the beer, then you said, "Oh, there's something that dark and then that light." It's just a contrast. That's all.
Yeah, no. But the aroma on this is
It's rum.
Yeah.
I would imagine they used some pretty fucking new rum barrels on these. Because they sucked all the rum out.
Yeah.
you get the rum, but you also get like really strong like dried fruit, like raisins and fig.
Yeah, raisins, prunes,
Yeah.
currant.
Yeah.
You know, you get all those ones.
Oh man, woo. It's rum,
It's just rum. It's not really beer. It's just rum.
basically. It's rum.
I like it. And it's like nice, gentle warming on the back end.
Yeah, it's I don't get a lot of the ginger though. Maybe some spice from the ginger, a little bit in the aroma. And
Yeah, the
flavor,
ginger is definitely not prominent.
which is a win for me. But it is, but it's listed. This is what you said. It was only 7.2,
No, just 7.
just 7.
Yeah.
I'm drinking this. I'm like 14.
Yeah, this one tastes really.
It doesn't have that alcohol. Sorry, it doesn't have that alcohol heat, like where you like, oh shit, like it gives you very spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely pick up the rum without looking for it.
Yeah. Initial taste and smell kind of makes you think it's going to be one of those big barrel-aged beers that are just really strong. And then you take the sip and it's not. But it definitely has that dark rum thought. This is not light rum. This is not, this isn't, stuff I'm going to mix in, a fruity drink. This is dark and stormy, dark, rich molasses rum. This is pirate rum. That's what this is. This is fucking pirate rum.
Yeah, this is some shit you dig up on a beach when you're malnutrition.
Yeah.
Why is the rum gone?
And I like this. I like the captain's cocktail. It almost has that idea of like, yeah, this is the captain's select that he keeps on the side. You don't get only the first officers get this one. The rest of the schlubs, they don't get to see this shit.
And even as dark as it is, it's clear as hell.
Yeah,
it's very clear. I think it's pretty tasty.
I'm into it. It's a sipping beer. Again, I'm in the sour mode, and I'm waiting for something sour. And obviously, I knew even ahead of time that it wasn't.
Well, this one doesn't.
It's not sour.
This one doesn't even hit itself as sour. This one's just barrel.
Right. I was just in the mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my brain. So it was a little bit. At first, I was a little like, "Wow, this is not what I expected at all." But like, it's exactly what it should be. Especially like you said, the name Captain's Cocktail is a great name. It does taste like a cocktail.
Yeah, it tastes kind of like a beer and spirit cocktail.
Yeah.
If you've ever had one of those, like it has that vibe to it. I feel like I completely bombed on the order of which we should have put this in. You know,
No,
I
I
feel
mean,
like we should have gone like 2, 3, and then to 1. So
Yeah, in hindsight, yeah, but how the fuck?
But by the labels, I feel like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I did all right.
Right,
Yeah.
it was the best guess
You
that
know?
we could have made.
Yeah, we couldn't do much better than this, believe me.
Pardon me?
And we also put this one last because, you know, Justin is not a fan of ginger at all. We didn't want to blow out his palate for the other two.
I have a feeling that I am getting the ginger just in a level of I say heat, not like habaneros, but just in a level of like warmth and
Yeah.
spice.
It's still heat. It's
Yeah.
not the same as capsaicin, but it is. Yeah. It's there.
Yeah,
But it's not ginger drink.
yeah. It's funny. At first, when I started drinking it, I wasn't that into it, and I don't know if I'm just hammered now. I fucking love this thing.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
This is really good. And as it warms up, it keeps getting better.
As you said, it's a sipper,
right.
but I'm gonna sip my way through a bomber.
Nice. Yeah, I could. I'm gonna get behind it. Like the bomber. I'm gonna double you and say the bomber as well. But the you know, it's in the same thing. The
375.
375, and I have a feeling that like after I get through that, I probably would be like, I don't know if I can drink more,
Yeah.
but I want to.
I have a feeling I would get through this, and I would be like, I need to eat all the things.
Yeah. But this is definitely this is as the weather starts to turn cooler, I'm gonna want this more.
Did we read this?
I did not read the side of this. You want to read it?
Yeah,
for
this
us?
is pretty cool. So sometimes we have these little experiments that are so exciting on their own, it's a waste to make them part of a big sour or barrel-aged blend. So we tuck them away and wait. A brown ale aged 6 months in dark rum barrels with fresh ginger added for a little kick. The final beer for brewer Anthony Perillo before he entered the police academy.
Well,
So,
Officer Perillo, thank you.
yeah.
This
This,
is awesome.
but I mean, that's funny. It's pretty much, we didn't know any of that.
No.
That's pretty much what we came up with. You know what I mean? Like, we could have guessed brown ale, especially from the color.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that we were like, wait a second, this had to be dark rum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was, that's pretty funny.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen.
Well, obviously, yeah.
You're never going to see beer in a light rum barrel because light rum doesn't go into a barrel; it goes into stainless steel,
Exactly.
and that's what keeps it light.
Right.
But it's not a spice. It's not a spiced rum either. Like I don't think they put it into. It didn't go
Captain Morgan.
Yeah, it didn't go into Captain Morgan.
Right.
Which would probably create something very similar. I feel like if you did that too, but that's a different project.
I might have to try to redo that and put Captain Morgan in some white
Because
oak.
Captain Morgan, the private stock, or Captain's Reserve or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
That one's a really good rum. Like you don't need to mix that rum. Like you can sip on that rum just separate. It's really tasty.
That sounds pretty good.
For me, like I said, I'm going to go with a bomber as well. Like I really want 2 of them, and I'm going to enjoy hanging out drinking these beers. Where do you fall on this one, Justin?
I'm also going to be a bomber, which is surprising for me when I first tasted it. I wasn't like super into it, but as I drank it, a lot of complexity came out. I started to get a little bit more of the ginger as it warmed up, and I think that it was a super well made brown ale. What they did some cool with.
Yeah, I feel like this is not necessarily. This isn't really representative of what you're going to find from Captain Lawrence, like in your supermarket.
No.
Yeah, no, you're not getting these at Whole Foods.
You'll be lucky to find some of these in
In a good distributor.
the better distributors.
I feel like I have the glass from Kraft. At Say Cheese. Like I feel like you might find it that you could find something like this at one of these,
maybe.
one of those kind of places. But they're all really interesting, and I'm glad that we got a chance to try them all.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing to me is they have a huge facility. They could easily make 6 beers, make a shitload of them, ship them all over the place, and probably maybe make more money.
Yeah.
But they instead make very unique things, smaller amounts of them, and then just screw around with them, like putting them in rum barrels and everything. It's pretty incredible, especially from like you said, the size producer they are.
Right. Like I said, the facility is really nice up there. They have a big outdoor space with lots of picnic tables. They have a food stand, not a food truck, but it's a food stand that they sell food from. They have a big tasting room. They have a bar where you can go and walk up and order your stuff, and then they have a full like dining room kind of size area where you can sit down and hang out. Like it's a big facility for just tasting, and then you look back and you see, pallets upon pallets of cakes. And you're like, whoa, all right, yeah, you guys are doing some work here, huh?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But again, like I said, you may think you're in the wrong spot if you go to visit them, but they are there. It's only a few minutes away from the Tappan Zee Bridge, and only a couple minutes off the highway, so it's worth making the stop. You guys have anything else you want to think about with Captain Lawrence? Want to mention anything? No? All right. Well then, cheers everybody, and let us know what you think if you try it.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com, on Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers.